There is something I have been thinking about lately that surprised me a little because, honestly, I never expected it to matter this much to me. I have been thinking about my name. That probably sounds like an odd thing to sit and think about in my late 60s. But lately, I have realized that my relationship with my name changed, and somehow it feels tied to my relationship with myself. Most of my life, I went by Carol. My family called me Carol Ann, but outside of that, I was usually just Carol. That felt easier somehow, simpler, more natural to me at the time. If someone called me Carol Ann, I almost felt uncomfortable hearing it. I did not feel connected to it. And if I'm being honest, I did not even really like how it sounded. Now, this is where it gets interesting because somewhere along the way, especially as I got older, something changed. Now I like hearing Carol Ann. Actually, I love hearing Carol Ann. It sounds softer to me, wiser somehow, more like me. And what I keep wondering is this: did I change? Or did I finally grow into something that was waiting for me all along? My name actually has a story which makes me smile when I think about it. I was born on Christmas Eve, so my parents named me Carol because of Christmas carols. I have always thought there was something sweet about that. Then my mother loved the name Anne with an E because of Princess Anne, and she loved the sound of the two names together. So I became Carol Ann, hyphenated and all. It was thoughtful, loving, really, and yet for most of my life, I never really embraced it. I think back now and wonder why. Maybe part of it was simply age and personality. When I was younger, I was independent, very curious, and honestly a bit stubborn. I loved wandering off, exploring is what I called it, imagining things, and figuring life out in my own way. I never liked feeling boxed in or told what to do or expected to become something that did not feel true to me. Carol felt practical. Carol Ann felt softer somehow, more refined, maybe even more feminine than I felt at the time. I do not know if I had words for it then, but looking back, I almost wonder if I felt like I had to be strong for so much of my life. Life has a way of shaping us, does it not? You grow up and suddenly responsibilities appear. Relationships happen, children happen, bills happened, hard times happened, loss happens, survival happens. Somewhere in all of that, I think I spent years simply trying to get through life and be who I thought I needed to be. I do not say that with regret. I think many of us do the best we can with what we know at the time. But when I look back, I realize I spent a lot of years caring for people, helping people, worrying about people, trying to hold things together and just doing life. And maybe somewhere in there, I slowly drifted away from myself without fully realizing it. Lately, I have wondered if that happens more than we think. Not in a dramatic way, more quietly, I think. Sometimes we adapt so much to life that we forget to ask ourselves who we actually are underneath all the roles we play. I was somebody's daughter, somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, somebody dependable, somebody responsible. And while those things matter deeply to me, I also started asking myself another question, especially in recent years. Who am I when I am simply me? That question has stayed with me. And strangely enough, it brought me back to my own name. Because now, when I hear Carol Ann, it feels like someone softer, not weaker, softer. Someone wiser, someone who has been through things that nobody should have gone through and learned from them. Someone who finally understands herself a little more. Someone who is finally comfortable saying, "This is me." I never expected something as simple as a name could feel emotional, but it does. Sometimes I even wonder if names influence us. Not in some magical destiny kind of way, where your name decides your life, but maybe in quieter ways. I started thinking about this because when I name pets over the years, I always cared about their names. I wanted the name to fit them somehow, or maybe even fit the personality I imagined for them. Then when my grandchildren came along, I suddenly found myself thinking names mattered. More than I used to think they did. I started wondering what feeling a name carries, what image it creates, what kind of strength or softness it might hold. It made me wonder if names quietly whisper something to us over time. Not commands, not destiny, just possibilities. And then I started wondering something else. What if I did not dislike Carol Ann all those years because it was wrong for me? What if I simply was not ready for her yet? That thought stopped me for a minute. Because when I think about the younger version of myself, I see someone trying hard, surviving hard things, figuring life out, wanting freedom, wanting meaning, wanting love, an unconditional love, wanting adventure, wanting peace, and sometimes feeling lost in all of it. Maybe younger me needed Carol. Maybe Carol was practical and strong and capable. But now somehow Carol Ann feels fuller, more complete, more whole. I do not even know how else to explain it except to say that it finally feels like me. And I think part of the reason is this. I finally started loving myself. That sentence still feels strange to say out loud because for many years, I do not think I would have said that. I cared about people. I still do. I love people. I give to people, but truly loving myself in a healthy, accepting way. I am not sure I really knew how to think I spent. Hey, Molly, my dog is barking. I think I spent years trying to prove things, survive things, recover from things, hold things together, and just keep moving. Then somewhere in my 60s, something shifted. I stopped trying so hard to fit expectations that no longer mattered. I started asking myself bigger questions. What do I want? What matters to me? What kind of life feels meaningful? What kind of experiences make me feel alive? Who am I now? I started realizing that I wanted freedom, adventure, honestly, peace, purpose, and real conversations. I wanted to stop shrinking parts of myself to make other people comfortable. I want to enjoy life while I still have life. And maybe, most importantly, I started becoming kinder to myself. That changed something. Because when I become kinder to myself, I think I also become more accepting of myself. My flaws, and I have plenty of them, my weirdness, my curiosity, my dreams, my softness, my strength. The younger version of me thought strength looked one way. Now I think strength can also look like honesty, gentleness, and vulnerability, and saying, "This is who I am." And somehow, Carol Ann feels like that person. Sometimes I wonder if aging gets an unfair reputation. People talk about wrinkles, and I have plenty of wrinkles, and getting older and slowing down. But nobody talks enough about the quiet gift of finally becoming more yourself. There is something freeing about caring less, about impressing people, and caring more about being genuine. There is something beautiful about finally liking who looks back at you. There is something peaceful about not fighting yourself anymore. I honestly never thought I would spend this much time reflecting on a name. But here I am. And the funny thing is, this conversation is not really about my name at all. It is about identity. It is about becoming. It is about self-acceptance. And it is about realizing that maybe some parts of ourselves take a lifetime to grow into. Because lately, when someone says Carol Ann, I smile a little. Not because it suddenly became prettier, not because the sound changed, but because I changed. Or maybe, if I am being honest, I finally became more of who I already was. And when I think about that, I cannot help but wonder something. Have there been parts of me quietly waiting all along for me to finally say, there you are, I see you now? Maybe that is one of the surprising gifts of getting older. Maybe sometimes we spend decades becoming the person we were meant to feel comfortable being. And maybe, just maybe, that is exactly why Carol Ann feels like home.